Right, good morning guys. My name's Connor, this is Hotheads Media. We bring you the latest and greatest from our dynamic industry. So it's nice to see you all again this week. We had last week off because I was away teaching, and I believe I'm off again this Monday, but that's yet to be confirmed. So I thought I need to jump on today and update you guys with everything going on in the hairdressing and barbering world, and where best to get your information than Hotheads Media YouTube upload. So I've come in this morning after being a week away and all my settings have reset. So this is about the third time I'm trying to upload this. So if you do notice anything, we'll be back to normal next week. And let's just jump straight into it because there's nothing else to go on about. So guys, if you're in the UK and you haven't seen, Modern Barber have released a finalist for all their awards for their different categories. So this is a major event within the UK barbering scene. So hairdressers and barbers enter these competitions every year for their chance to win it. And guys, I have been telling you all last year, all early this year, get an image and just get in. It's free to enter. And you never know, guys, if you're not in it, you can't win it. So we're going to jump over to the Modern Barber Instagram page. We followed the link in the bio, and this is where it's going to take us. So it takes us to here, which is all the categories. You got best, what have we got? We've got best all-round barber, best business leader, best client experience, community hero, best educator, best newcomer, best photographic image, best shop interior, social barber, best team. So they're all the categories you can enter. And we're lucky enough to say that I got into the best business leader sponsored by XO Grow. So I'm really buzzing about that. So there's me there, Connor Evans, Men's Grooming Company. And we also got into the best team. So there we go, Men's Grooming Company. So we're absolutely buzzing with that, absolutely buzzing. We've got a great team here. It's a great team collaboration. And the finals this year are in Birmingham. So it's only around the corner from us. So we're representing the West Midlands. And we're just absolutely buzzing. You know, it's the first time we entered best business leader, best team, and we've made the finals. And there's not many people that are up for two categories. I think there's only me and one other guy. So that's incredible achievement, just making the finals. So yeah, we're absolutely buzzing about that. Make sure you go and get your tickets. It's going to be a jam-packed event full of barbers, hairdressers. It's going to be great networking and a great night to be there. So these are the little like stickers that we got anyway. You see that you got best business leader and best team. It looks cool on your page, and you know it's a good accolade just to have within your shop. So what else we got going on? Barber boxing, right? So that's this week. Let me just close that. So I've got now 5 days until Barber boxing. So it's in Telford. It's going to be a sold out event. There's a few tickets left. That's it. That is a night full of barbering, boxing, community, all under one roof. What's not to like? We've got 5 days now till fight night. I've been talking to the lads on Face Off Lives. That's been hosted on the Barber Boxing official Instagram page. That's been a blast. You know, there's been some real exciting face-offs. And yeah, it's just been good. We run up the numbers, sell some tickets, talk to the lads before fight night. And then we're going down on Saturday. We're going to do some pre-fight, post-fight interviews, get loads of media and commentary from the night. And it's going to be good just to be involved. And again, you know, Barber Boxing have got me on and they like what I'm doing as a job at the minute. And it's a great thing for me to be involved with because I love barbering and obviously I love boxing as well. So that's amazing. See you guys there. You can get your tickets from the link in the Barber Boxing Instagram page. So follow the link there and you can get that. So what else has been going on? Trump, right? We're going to go on these tariffs. So there's been uproar like about these tariffs. So I just wanted to cover this because I know a lot of barbershops, I know a lot of hairdressers, even like manufacturers and suppliers buy tools and stuff from, let's say, China or America, and that's what's directly hitting us. So the tariffs in America are affecting who they trade with, but the tariffs they've put on us is obviously going to affect the products we bring in from America. And I know a lot of the clippers and stuff like that all come from America. So we actually charge America 10% to import their stuff here, and they charge us like 2.5% when they buy stuff to go into America. So it's a little bit unfair, and what they've done is now done reciprocal taxes. So regardless of what you think on Trump, I'm not going to get political here, they are reciprocal. So our government should be saying to us, we need to put money into the economy and we need to basically stop the tariffs. Now, just because we've got tariffs on certain products like meat and stuff like that, well, all products as a general, you don't actually need to go and buy them just because there's no tariffs on them, if that's what the government decide to do. Because if we drop our taxes, they'll drop their taxes on us. Tariffs, shall we say. And what that will do is it will drop tariffs on everything, but it doesn't mean we have to run out and go and buy everything from America. But what it will do, it will help us with our business costs, like for colour, clippers, equipment. You know, a lot of that comes from America. And I think it's probably a good thing for what's going to happen to their economy. But we're uploading now on Monday, the 7th of April, and the stock market's crashed. Everything's crashed today. And I do think that is in his own agenda, and I think he's planned for this. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on. It'll be interesting to see how our government react to the tariffs imposed on us by the American government. And hopefully the UK government can kick themselves into gear and actually go, do you know what? We understand this is hurting the economy. Maybe we'll play ball. That's all I've got to say on it. But what I will say is go and read up about the tariffs, because it's very interesting on why they think it's going to benefit their economy at large. And sometimes I wish our government would have a bit of a backbone and stand up for us as well. So what else we got going on? So La Roche-Posay, now this is a big brand across the world. They had to have a recall the other day because the skincare products voluntarily recalled over potentially cancer-causing chemicals. So this is on meganews.tv. So basically they've been voluntarily recalled due to levels of potentially cancer-causing agents, which is mad. So the US Food and Drug Administration issued a recall notice Tuesday for several lots. See, this is American. Now you don't need to go out and buy this, but this is just obviously what they're saying. So basically the FDA say products are being recalled for possible benzene contamination. This is why I say, guys, you need to go to a salon, you need to go to a beautician, you need to go to a professional environment and go and get your products. Make sure you know what you're using. Like Insight here, everything's like 97% natural, all made in Italy, all runs with European guidelines, and it's better, it's cleaner, it's more eco-friendly, it's sustainable, and you can do everything. There's going to be other products similar to that, but just make sure you know what you're buying, because you could end up with like products like La Roche-Posay, and that's going to have cancer-causing chemicals, you know. So is what it is. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. So up next, we've got a new clipper that's going to drop from the TPOB team. Now this is called the Go. Apparently this has got two separate buttons for higher speed. So let's just play this. What do you guys think about that? I like the look of the grip bit. It kind of looks like that Barbershop one that they dropped not long ago. Not TPOB, the new Barbershop. They've got like some sort of mesh thing on like that. But it's small. It looks like really ergonomic. It's probably going to be a good clipper if it's anything like the Play, because the Play is amazing. But it does look good. I like the way TPOB are going with their clippers. Yeah, I do like the way they are going. So innovation is key in this industry, and I think potentially that could be another great clipper to hit the market. Not sure when it's going to be hitting, but normally it's not long after he starts posting these videos, so it's probably going to hit this year. Now, another thing I've seen, and this is lessons cutting from every type of barbershop, and this is from Stay Gold. So this is Sophia Stay Gold. And I'm not going to go through this, but what you can do is if you go to her Instagram, you can read this. Now, she has obviously been around the world, worked in many barbershops across the years, and I think it's a good information if you're looking to maybe change where you're working, if you want to go and expand your reach in terms of clientele, in terms of maybe changing location on where you're cutting from, everything like that. So this is great lessons to learn, and I think someone like Stay Gold is probably a good source of information when it comes to industry knowledge and a bit of experience. So she's going to go over chain shops, high traffic shops, private studios, upscale barbershops, and creative flex spaces. So if you click through, she's going to then give you the lowdown on all these different things. So that's why I wanted to share that with you today, guys, because I think it will be good for you to go and read this. And you can read this on Sophia Staygold. That's Staygold31. You can get it on the Instagram page. And it says, which space are you in right now, and how does it feel? So is it right for you? Not every space is going to be right for everybody, so make sure you get information before you're changing over. One thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug the tickets again for the Barber Boxing event and for Modern Barber. You know, you can go and get your tickets for Modern Barber. That is a cost event, and that is straight after Barber Connect. So again, both of them are being held in Birmingham this year. So you go to Barber Connect, go home, get changed, or get a hotel, and then go to the Modern Barber Awards. And it's just going to be a jam-packed day full of networking, barbering, demos, all of that sort of stuff, and then go to the awards. And then the Barber Boxing, again, another networking event combining boxing and barbering. Insight now have sponsored it. Obviously, I work with Insight. They've sponsored it along with like Mataki, Barber Evo, and maybe a couple of other brands. So it's going to be a good night. Looking forward to being there. It's on Saturday, so make sure you get your tickets there. You can head to the Barber Boxing official Instagram page and get your tickets through there. Now, let's get on to the hot topic. As I've been away for the past week or two, we have seen a few posts going on about the raids in the Turkish barbershops in the UK and how the UK government are cracking down, and it's the NCA. That is like the UK equivalent of like the FBI. And what they're basically saying is the fact that there's money laundering going on, illegal immigrants are working in there, you know, every type of criminal activity you can think of is going on in the barbershop. Now, I'm not saying that's every barbershop. I'm just saying there's a massive influx of barbers across the UK. They're popping up all the time, along with other things like other shops like vape shops and candy shops and stuff. But it seems to be that barbershops are the one at the minute. And there is a crackdown, and there's, you know, hopefully going to be some sort of change. But at the moment, the government, not even the government, there's been, you know, people are looking, well, I suppose it is the government are looking to crack down on serious crime going on within barbershops. Now, I went to share a post from I'm Just Bait. It's an Instagram page, and they actually shared a street in Coventry. And I put on this post, I basically said, are these the shops in question? Because this is misleading information, because you're going to find a lot of misleading information around these raids and stuff. So I asked if were these the shops in question, and if not, it's misleading information, because the road they're on is highly known for illegal barbershops, and you're putting up a picture of certain shops, and if these are not the ones in question, it's going to affect their business and their community and the general public around these shops and the sentiment around them. So one bad word, you know what it's like, can like decimate a shop. And I went to find this post to share with you guys today, and it had been deleted. So the only thing I can find is something about Nigel Farage going into a barbershop, and I'm going to do this for the hot topic today. So I'm going to play this video for you, because this has been circulating everywhere over barber forums and everything.
There's a Barbers that's not Turkish. What, a Barbers that pays tax?
Yeah.
No, surely
we
not.
are the only one that takes card.
You're not.
Apparently.
You're going to tell me you actually have customers. Yeah. There's literally thousands of them, isn't there, sprung up all over the country. Turkish barbers.
Oh no, it's ridiculous, isn't it? And there's only more coming as well.
Absolute racket, the whole thing.
But lovely to meet you.
Good luck.
Genuinely.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get in the chair. So there you are. We have found a barber shop that doesn't have a Turkish sign out the front, that actually has customers, and there's no Lamborghini out the back. Isn't that unusual in modern Britain? God, the stick I've got to get for that.
I think the thing is, now I'm not condoning the Reform Party or anything like that, but I think the thing is like, that's just one big joke. Nigel Farage has gone into this shop and it's literally just one big joke about how nobody pays tax, it's an illegal business, and how are we ever going to raise the standards of the industry if we're one big joke to everybody? You know, someone will walk in and go, oh, that's too expensive, we'll go down here for a haircut. How come you're charging this? How come you're charging that? Like us here, we're expensive because we've got rates to pay, we've got business rent to pay, we've got card fees to pay, we've got staff to pay, you know, everything, you know, comes in to running a legitimate business. And when you've got no costs over your head, and you can just charge whatever you want, it's just bringing down the whole level of the industry. And I just feel we're a running joke at the minute. So hopefully these raids could be a start to cracking down on the amount of barbershops within the, cracking down with the amount of barbershops in the city, in the country, not just the city. It's an influx in the city around here in Coventry, but I just don't know. All I know is I feel like we're a bit of a running joke through the country. But what can you do? What literally can you do? So hopefully it starts with these raids and then we go through there. So, right, let's move on. Let's get on to our Pro Tools 101. So what we're going to do for our Pro Tools today is we are going to talk about the importance of styling. Now, why is it important part of the barbershop appointments, like styling? So let's read this post from Modern Barber and then we'll get into it. So, why is styling an important part of barbershops appointments? So when it comes to cutting and grooming services, tailoring the service to each individual client is key. It's about making each client feel not only heard but seen by suiting their personality, lifestyle and needs. But styling the hair is equally as vital. Click the link in the bio. So this is basically, these little snippets are basically the whole thing of what it goes over. Styling completes the look and it also adds versatility. The cut is the foundation, the structure that sets the stage, and the styling is what brings it to life. That's like hit the nail on the head there. Teaching a client to style their hair properly every day increases the quality of free advertising. That is really important to understand. Versatility at home with your haircut especially is great, but knowing how to style it is even better. Now, I have many clients that come in and they go to me, oh, I couldn't style it at home. I do this, I try this. Why is it not working for me? So then I'll sit them down and I'll give them a bit of a styling lesson. And they come back to me next time and they're like, that's incredible. It's changed the game. And I also say, look, you're probably never going to get it like exactly how I do, but I do this for a living. And also I'm standing above you, whereas you're doing it from here. So that will then add versatility into your haircut, but don't be so set on having it exactly the way I do it. You can do it this way, you can do it that way. And what this does is it adds confidence in your client that you know what you're doing, and it adds confidence to go out and showcase your haircut. You can also then push your products through them, so the right products will really help enhance your client's experience and help them at home style their hair. Again, it's free advertising and it is so important. Like back in the day, they used to have competitions where people would just style hair. Nowadays, you get the whole experience where you have cut and this and that. But there used to be competitions where you would blow dry men's hair, you would style men's hair. So it is a really important part of the grooming service. And the past couple of weeks, we've been going on about vent brushes, we've been going on about cricket brushes, combs, all the Insight product range that we had. So understanding all of this and giving your client the understanding about these products is going to be key to maintaining the client, keeping them coming back, making them buy products, and both of you getting to grips with how their hair works, it sits at home, how it reacts to different environments, and just how it's going to work for their lifestyle. So sometimes styling is more important than the cut. I have known many a time through doing shoots, you can do an amazing haircut, but if it's not styled right and it doesn't look good on camera, it's not a good haircut. And I've done then basic haircuts and really give it lots of styling, and the haircuts become amazing because it looks good. So again, it's not just about the actual haircut, but I think in 2025, having the balance between the haircut and the styling is how you're going to really get the most out of it. And then giving the knowledge to your client to be able to go home and replicate it to a certain degree is so powerful that it's just really, really overlooked. So one thing I would say is make sure you understand the power of styling. Make sure you get to grips with all your styling products. Really understand your tools, the products you're using, and how to explain it to your client. So one thing I will say is I always, when we do these Pro Tools, I always like to ask ChatGPT what it thinks about the importance of styling. And I think this is an important part of the Pro Tools 101, because if you are watching this as a barber, AI and AI generated forums and chats and stuff like this is really going to help you go forward in your career in 2025 and going forward. So you really need to get to use this. So this is why I'm going to show this each week on Pro Tools. It really enhances anything you can do. It helps you write you anything you need, and it would just help neaten everything up, and it gives you good information. And you need to get to grips with using these AI forums and chats and apps and stuff. So I put into chat GPT, let's share this. I put, why is styling such an important part of men's haircut? And this is what it says to me. Styling is crucial in men's haircuts because it brings the entire look together, ensuring the haircut works in real life, not just in the barber's chair. And here's why it matters. So it defines the shape and texture. A great cut is the foundation. Styling enhances the shape and movement and texture, showing the details like fades, layers, or texturizing. So personalization. Every client has different hair types, face shapes, and lifestyles. Styling allows the haircut to be customized on their personality and daily routine. Longevity of the cut. A well-styled haircut looks fresher for longer. Without proper styling, even the best cut can fall flat, lose structure, or look messy too soon. So it shows the client how to maintain it. Many clients struggle to recreate the barbershop look at home. Styling demonstrates how to use products and techniques to keep their hair looking sharp. Creates a finished look. A great haircut with no styling is like a suit with no ironing. That's a great comment. It's the final step that makes a haircut look polished, professional, and intentional. Enhances facial features. The right styling can emphasize strong jawlines, add height for those who want it, or soften certain areas for balance. Product knowledge and upselling. A well-styled haircut introduces clients to the right products for their hair type, making them more likely to invest in the grooming routine, which is great for business too. A barber who prioritizes styling ensures their client walks out feeling confident and looking their best. It's what turns a good haircut into a great one. Now, that was basically what I said, but a bit more eloquently put. And that's why I like to share the Chat GPT. And that is our Pro Tools section for today. Why is styling so important when it comes to the barbershop? So let's move on to some Q&A. So Q&A, first one today. How can you deal... Oh, this was a comment asked that I would cover, so I'm going to cover this now. How can you deal with selfish bullying owner or colleagues and customers? Can you advise on how to deal with these situations if you've been in the industry for a while, and I'm sure you have stories to share? Yes, I have dealt with this many times over, and there's a couple of things you can do. So let's just deal with the selfish or bullying owner. If you're working with someone who is a selfish or bullying owner, I would personally say that is part of their personality. And if they've been doing it for so long and that's how they run their shop, if you don't like it or you can't get to grips with it, I would personally say move. A good boss or somebody who leads the way is going to give you a new air of gravitas. It's going to give you an uplifting feeling, and you are going to produce better work, and you're probably going to earn more money under better leadership. That's what I would say in that. If they're selfish, they're going to keep all the good jobs, all the good clients, all the money for themselves. So that's what I would say. When it comes to colleagues, if they're selfish or bullying, you have to stand up for yourself. In this world in 2025, you can't not stand up for yourself. You need to potentially take them to the side and just calmly and politely tell them what's affecting you, why it's affecting you, and can you do this? And that will basically raise your concerns, and hopefully you can talk it through. One thing I would definitely recommend is go and read the 48 Laws of Power. This will help you understand human psychology, and read anything about human psychology because it's really a powerful tool, and it will help you to understand that because somebody's taking something out on you, it might not be you that's the problem. It might be something that's happening in their life and they're just pushing that onto you, which is unfair, but it happens quite a lot. And then customers, not every customer is right. If you don't like a customer or you don't like their attitude, you don't have to do them. If you're then in a shop where you've expressed this to your boss that you don't want to cut that person's hair anymore for a valid reason, not just because you don't like cutting their hair, and then your boss makes you cut that person's hair, again, that's probably not the right shop for you. But also, you can turn clients away. This is, again, stand up for yourself and just, you go to work. You don't have to have these things at work. It's not, work shouldn't be an environment where you go and you hate every minute of it, because you're never going to push forward. You're never going to feel confident, and you're never going to get the best out of yourself if that's how you feel. That's all I've really got to say on the matter. I hope that helps, and please let me know if that does help and how you deal with these situations. So a lot of people sharing the Nigel Farage video going into a barbershop this week. Have you seen it? So yes, we've just covered that. I think it gives a bad look for Turkish barbershops overall, and they're not all to blame. I know a lot of barbershops that aren't Turkish that don't pay tax, and they're not running a legal establishment. But again, a lot of people go by the idea of it being a Turkish barbershop, and they're not. They could be from another They could be another nationality. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out there. Yeah, a lot of people go by the look of a Turkish barbershop, and you could walk in there and they could be English lads. So look, they're painting a picture of a certain type of agenda, a certain type of, not agenda, criteria, and what is the word? It's basically not, let's just say it's basically not all Turkish barbershops that are the problem. Let's just say that. So what's the best place to bulk order on business cards? Who orders business cards in 2025? I don't know, to be honest with you, mate. I can't remember the last time I ordered a business card. I would probably say go to, I don't know, what's that big one that everybody goes to? That's what I mean. I couldn't even tell you. I haven't ordered a business card in so long. What I will say is get a QR code made up. Business cards, you obviously give them to people and they walk out the door, and then that's it, and never think about them again. Flyers, probably slightly different, because you can put them through people's doors and you can give them out on the street, and it is slightly bigger. But business cards, I see the need for it, but if it's to promote your business, then it's the wrong way to go about it. A business card is great for giving your details, especially to not necessarily a new client, because it's not the best way to get clients in 2025. It's good if you're an important business person and you need to hand out your work mobile number or your work email for a direct contact. But in terms of getting clients through the door, get a QR code. You can get one made up. You can get them on your Instagram, your Facebook, even your booking app. You can get them made up. It costs not a lot of money, and that's the best way. When they walk through the door, scan the QR code. It will take you straight to our app. And then they've always got that. Yeah, so that's basically it. Best fight at the boxing show. Well, we haven't had it yet, so I will tell you next Monday. There's a couple of fights I'm looking forward to. The heavyweight title fight, which is Ollie and Jedi. That's going to be a good one. Alessandro and Jake sounds like a good one. They've both got a bit of experience. And one of the lads last night, I went on with Bran. Went on with Bran and Jamie, and that should be a good ding-dong. You know, I'm looking forward to that one as well. You know, they both look like good characters, so I think it's going to be a good night, so make sure you're there. So that's it, guys, for today. We ran through that quite quick, so I'll let you know how I get on next week, and I'll drop a little post on the Instagram and the Twitter, YouTube. Make sure you're following us. And have a blessed week, guys, and might see you next week, might not, but I'll keep you all updated anyway. So take care, guys, and we'll catch up soon.